Hello everyone, welcome back to our experience sharing channel. So today we are going to discuss about the what is fabricated equipments. So myself Ravi Bansode, director of Shri Asan Tech. The company is in Pune, India. So first of all we will understand what is the fabrication. So fabrication is the process by which we will cut or shape or assemble the components or metals by the process of welding. So it will get some form of that one. So fabricated equipments by above process, if we make some equipments of that is the fabricated equipments. So examples are like pressure vessels, heat exchangers, storage tanks. These are few examples, but there are many others also. So these are few. So in fabricated equipment, there are some main components in that one. So one is shell, other is head, and another is nozzle, and another is support for that one. So these are the main component of these fabricated equipments. So in these main components, again subclassified into heads are flange type, ellipsoidal type, torsispheral type, hemispherical type, and shells are cylindrical and rectangular, and nozzles are slip-on or weld neck or stub end, and supports are saddle type, skirt type, leg type, and bracket or lug type. So these heads you can see, these are the some figures in which you can see torsispheral, hemispherical, ellipsoidal or flange type, and this is actual the figure of the heads. So now we'll move to the shell. The shells are it's cylindrical and rectangular. So these are the shapes normally used. So but mostly used are cylindrical types. So you can see the shell are like this. So now next we'll move to the nozzles. So nozzles, as we said, slip-on type, weld neck type, and stub end type. These are the main type. So if you see this practical means it's manufactured, how it will be looks like. These are the some photos of that one. So supports are like different supports to hold this fabricated equipments are leg support, saddle support, skirt support, or bracket supports. So leg supports and skirt supports normally for the horizontal leg, skirt, and bracket supports are for vertical vessels, and saddles are for horizontal vessels. These are the some actual manufactured equipments with leg support and saddle supports. So this is skirt support one, and this is bracket supported one. So now first we'll understand that what is pressure vessel. So pressure vessel which contains some fluid under the pressure. So in this equipment there is some fluid which is kept under the pressure. So normally these are some chemicals or petrochemicals which is kept under some elevated pressure or temperature, which to get some required form or catalyst will be mixed in it. So it will be under pressure to maintain the required fluid. So some examples are like separator, knockout drum, scrubber, filter, reflex drum, container, evaporator, spheroid, reboiler, vacuum chamber, process columns. These are the few examples of these pressure vessels. So these, if you see these are like this. So these are the 3D models of this one. So these some process columns, knockout drums are there. So some are supported on skirt, some are on saddles. These are a few examples. So now next we'll move to the heat exchanger. So what is heat exchanger? So heat exchanger is the transfer of fluids, heat in between the two fluids. So if it is like there is one fluid is cold fluid and another is hot fluid, so it is transferring that hot fluid, the whatever the temperature it contains, it transfers to the cold fluid. So it's again the vice versa, the cold fluid, again that its coldness, it will transfer to the hot fluid. So sometimes it is required that hot fluid, the water heat, it need to be transferred to the cold fluid to get some required form or some required results. Like in our geyser, and that one we can see, that is when hot fluid is means cold water is coming in, and then it is heated by using some coils on that one, it will get heated, and that heated fluid will take for shower or something. So it's like that. So heat exchanger is similar to like this. So when one fluid is hot and another is cold, so it is transferred. There in our geyser we use the coils in that one to heating, but here it's both mediums are the fluids. So there are some different types of heat exchanger. Normally in TEMA are followed. In TEMA there are again they subcategorized based on their front end side and rear end side and the shell, the different forms of the shells. So normally the front end there are around 5 different types like A, B, C, N, D, and there are rear type, there are 8 types L, M, N, P, S, T, U, V, W, like that. And in shell there are again 7 types. So these are different types which different combination will be used whenever the required. Accordingly it will combine these heads, front heads, rear heads and the shell combining, so will form some shape. Like if you see some examples, AES means for front end is A and middle shell is E and rear end is S type. So it will look something like this if you make the combination of those one. So now we'll move for storage tank. So what is storage tank? So it is storage tank when you want to store the fluid in a large quantity. So large quantity, even small quantity also, but it is not very elevated pressure. It's minimum pressure, or you can say it's under in atmospheric, you can say that one. So it is stored in that one. So it is storage tank. So normally these storage tanks, there are different types of storage tanks. So based on their roof construction, it is classified into cone roof, dome roof, and internal floating roof, external floating roof. So these tanks are similar to pressure vessel, but in pressure vessel there are the pressure starts from after 1 bar, but here it's very, or atmospheric pressure, there is no pressure in that one, so it will be used without pressure, just storing the fluid inside the tank. So this again the tanks are subclassified into the based on their roof construction. It's fixed roof and floating roof. In fixed roof again subclassified into cone roof, dome roof, and in floating roof it's classified into internal floating and external floating. So you can see how it is. The cone roof are at top, it is a cone type, so it is a cone roof tank, and when it is dome, it's a top side is the dome type, so it is a dome roof. And when there is a floating, the float means at the roof which is floating on the liquid, it is floating roof tank. Accordingly, the fluid movement, the float which floated on the fluid, it will move up and down. So you can see this internal floating roof, this is the bottom is fluid, and you can see this is the bottom is fluid, and on that one this is the what you can see, this is floated on that one, and this is the roof, so it's covered on that one. So it is internal floating, means this roof, under the roof it is a floater, so it is floating on them. So it is internal floating roof tank. So hope you enjoyed today's session, and if you have any queries or any questions, you can put in the comments box, so we'll try to reply those. Thank you, and hope you'll learn something.